So Katie was my first, and her care kept us so busy the first few years, just our efforts to kind of keep her alive, get her the treatments she needed, that I don't know that we thought about having another child. But after a couple of years went by, when it was kind of the time we would have expected to do that, we started talking about it. And there were times when I thought I might want to try, and my husband was not in the same place. And then there were times he wanted to try, and I thought, oh gosh, I don't know if I can handle anymore. And so it took us 5 years before we really decided to have another child. And I still say it was the most courageous decision I've ever made. It took a lot of courage to do it, because at that point we weren't really sure, and we still aren't to some extent, about what her diagnosis was and what the chances are for having another child. And yes, we did go to the genetic testing, and we did hear some information, but it still felt like a crapshoot to us. You know, it wasn't really clear guidance. But they were suspecting Rett syndrome, and I was older, so we had amnio done and found out she was a girl. At that point, they did not have a genetic test for Rett's. They hadn't determined, done the chromosomal workups and known what caused it. So we just knew the risk was higher if we were to have another girl. And so they offered us the opportunity to terminate the pregnancy and try for a boy, which would have a lower risk of having Rett syndrome. But we weren't really sure that Rett syndrome was what Katie had. And as a feminist, I just felt like I couldn't terminate that pregnancy because she was a female. So I decided to go ahead. But like I said, it was a really hard decision to make. Probably one of the hardest decisions in my life. It took a lot of courage. I was fortunate that I had a relatively easy pregnancy. And I think the only way I got through the pregnancy was just like not even entertaining thoughts about what if. Certainly they would flitter across my mind, but I just wouldn't allow myself to go there, because I couldn't. It would have immobilized me. And we were fortunate enough that she was born healthy, and actually every developmental milestone she made, I felt another ton of bricks leave my shoulder. And now she's a thriving, independent young woman, and I'm very proud of her. For different reasons, I'm proud of Katie. But they're both remarkable women.